Well, one, there is no companionship, like early, like for the new shahadas, you know. There's no companionship for new shahadas. Basically, we're left to fend for ourselves. We're just kind of like thrown to the wolves. Like you said with the kufi in the book, when I took my shahada, I was given a bag with a Quran, a kimar, and a prayer rug, and that was it. So I was kind of left to fend for myself, and this was before I got married. So
how long you been Muslim for?
4 years now.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you get married?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where you from?
North Jersey.
North Jersey. What you doing down here?
I got married and moved here.
Oh, y'all married?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. Even better. Good. So how long you been Muslim?
I took shahada in 2001.
Okay.
2001.
You from here?
I'm from here.
Yeah. Word. So, where'd you take shahada at?
I actually took shahada in the county.
In the county?
Yeah, in the county. But it was something that was like always there, but being as though that I was out here ripping and running, it wasn't nothing that I took serious.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, I'm not going to say pointless to do it, but what would really be the point of doing it if I still was just doing everything that I was doing before I did it. So I kind of felt like it was a little more beneficial for me to do it when I did it because I didn't have no distractions.
So you like waited?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that I waited. I just didn't never take initiative to it. Like everybody that I was around was Muslim, but I never sat down and went to no masjid or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you hear that a lot because you know, people say like I'm not gonna take shahada until until I'm ready to do it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I be telling people like you ain't never 100%.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might as well just take it. You know what I mean? Because you better off just being Muslim, even if you wilding a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least you have the belief. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then so you meet her. Where out there?
Nah, not necessarily up there, but I eventually moved up there with her.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
I had moved up there with her. I don't want to say no foundation, but we was living together, whatever the case may be, and it wasn't. How can I put it? It was a lot. They wanted a lot more than the masjid that we was attending. They basically wanted us to get legally married first before they would marry us Islamically, and I wasn't okay with that.
Why not?
I just wasn't. I didn't felt as though that's how it was supposed to go. I didn't feel like Catholic shit had to marry me before I was married in the name of Allah. But that's how they was doing it up there. So we waited till we got down here and we got married.
What masjid did you get married at here?
We didn't go to the masjid actually. Lance had married.
Okay, no. So what all right, but you know why they probably said they didn't want you to?
Yeah, we found out later on.
What they said?
The imam said that basically he's looking out for the sisters because a lot of the brothers up there, I guess, leave sisters without anything. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I know Islamically it comes first, but legally you won't be left out there to just fend for yourself as a female.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, in Islam we have, like, this is the actual legal system too, but it's hard to enforce it. Correct. When, you know what I mean, like, you don't have any, like, structure in the deen, so something happened between the two of you. Like, I see a lot of masjids do that now.
Yeah, y'all are starting to pick it up.
Yeah, it makes sense because they don't want to be responsible to something.
It do, especially with the way a lot of brothers be moving.
Yeah.
Like, since a lot of brothers that marry sisters just to have sex with her and then divorce her. I see a lot of that too.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you know anything about the deen, then you know that the sister should never be left without whatever was given to her in the process of y'all marriage. got divorced, that is still hers.
Uh-huh.
It ain't no taking nothing back that was given to her, whether money, house, car, jewelry, like whatever was given to her, she's supposed to keep. You're not supposed to take none of it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an honor system. And
Right.
That's the problem. Like, you got people that's not honorable.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it with you initially starting off with the new child?
It was fairly easy for me because I was at work when I decided to take Shahada, and I was using YouTube, and I learned that you didn't need for someone, you know how like, cause I grew up in a Baptist church, so someone basically prayed over you, they dunked you in water and all that good stuff. I found out that you basically, you know, you say these words with your heart, you know, you believe it, and you Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did it first like that, but as I started studying more and reading a little more on my own, I decided to go to the masjid. But I actually met a girl up there, and she helped me out from the masjid. She was a younger girl, but she was strong in her deen, so I decided to kind of cling on to her. And after that, we studied a little bit. But, you know, we both were struggling, and I was new. She was still fairly new. So it was like we were kind of distracted and then kind of went back and forth a lot, you know.
So what's some of the things you think that, by you being new, that now, how you are now, where you are now, you think that could be implemented to make it easier for the new child?
Again, companionship. Everybody needs somebody. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to just feel left out. You know, and I mean that's doing whatever, you know. Nobody ever wants to feel like, oh well, I'm just like, I did feel like that at one point, like, oh, I just did this and now I'm just like here to learn by myself and, you know, do things for myself. I even like learned how to like wrap key marks and stuff like that through YouTube and Pinterest and stuff like that. Like I really didn't have no kind of guidance. So I really do think that that's a strong thing that new Shahada should have, companionship.
I would say that probably would be the hardest part. Just, you know, when taking Shahada, you should be embraced.
Welcome.
Yeah, you should be embraced and welcome. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't just take Shahada and then that's that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, like, basically, you need to find a master. You need to find a home. You know what I mean? You need to find somebody that you can learn from, study with. I think it makes it more comfortable. You see what I'm saying? It should anyway.
When you first went to the masjid, did you feel like welcome?
Yeah. But then, like I said, like I'm from here, so you know I know so many people. I mean, so it wasn't hard for me at all. And like I said, what my situation was, I didn't have a lot of temptation around me when I did it. You see what I'm saying? Like that's all there was to do. Sit, study, read, pray. You see what I'm saying? They ain't had the dunya around me to influence me to go left and do other things. So it was a little more easier for me. Whereas with it being done out here. You know what I mean? So it was a little more, me taking shots, it was a little more easier for me.
Well, what about your family and stuff?
I mean, my family, for the most part, as long as I believe in God, that was more so with I didn't have no backlashes or no ignorant comments and, you know, things of those natures that some people, family do to people that when they take Shahada at all.
What about you, Amina?
Oh, child. That's another story. My grandma, she's really coming around now. She is. I can't say that about her. But a lot of my other family members, it's a constant battle. But I'm strong enough in my faith to hit them with to you be your religion and to me mine. Like,
What's some of the things that they?
Ooh, they hitting me with proverbs. All kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even hear that growing up. So where'd you get that from? But it's one, like I had a family member say to me the other day, what she say, stop. So you don't believe in all religions. And I said, well, it's my duty as a Muslim to believe in Allah, all his messengers, and all his books. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's my duty to believe what you're reading, but I don't have to agree with everything because it's not in the Quran, it's not from the Quran, it's not from the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like, you know, it is been tampered with. You know what I mean? So, but then when I hear that stuff, ooh. But my grandma, she coming around, and I'm happy. That's what really like mean most to me. My grandmother, you know, she bought me some quinoa, and I was like, oh, okay, Graham.
I think the only problem with it is just the picture that they paint of Muslims.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then being from a city where majority is Muslim and see them act worse than the non-Muslims, is, you know, it don't help neither.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to see Muslims all on the corner selling dope and shooting at people, like that don't make it no better.
Mm.
But I think that's what the real problem with Muslims are for the non-believers is just the picture that they paint of them.
Now, yeah.
Right.
Initially, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't there. It wasn't always like that. But it's.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's one of the things I don't like though, because it's not good to sin. Like, but it's not good to sin. Yeah, it is, but it's not
open with it. Like,
right.
But the thing is, it's not good to sin in any religion.
Right.
So, but that's what I don't like with non-Muslims, how they treat us, because they'll feel like, yo, ain't you Muslim? You ain't supposed to be doing it. And it's like, nigga, you ain't supposed to be doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like when I went to Catholic school most of my life. My family is like they Baptist too, and my family the whole time that I was like, since I was a kid, they would go. The only religious stuff they did was go to church on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Like other than that, they drank and you know partied and did stuff all throughout the week and go to church on Sunday. And do Christmas and do Easter.
Yeah.
But
my grandma had us at both services, 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I grew up like that too. Yeah.
A lot of people they fear the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They fear the truth. Like, you know, look, you see a nun covering themselves and they preserving themselves.
Oh yeah.
But you see a Muslim sister covered up and she's being oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
And
or
just,
terroristic.
Yeah, like it's just.
I got that one time.
People fear the truth.
From somebody in my family. She said, why you put that? Once I threw the niqab on, oh no. She had a fit, like a full-blown fit. She's like, you're a terrorist and all this stuff and that. I'm like, who terrorized you with a niqab on? You know what I mean? Like, I really felt offended by that. So now I just don't even bother no more.
So you have problems though? Not besides that, when you have other problems by wearing any costume?
Where I live, yeah.
Yeah.
I get looked at a little.
Like
if they don't,
a lot of Jews up there.
If they don't know me, like then my daughter's mom, I'm like, I'm trying to get some dollar candy like you from Dollar Tree. I go to Pizza Parlor and everything. They just looking crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of like non-Muslims they feel confused because then they'll come into a setting and they'll say, all right, well, why she wearing the niqab? This one isn't. Mm-hmm. This one don't wear a khimar. Mm-hmm. Or they never say khimar. They say garb.
Yeah.
I hate garb.
Or hijab.
What the hell's garb? They always say, yeah, you know, they be wearing a garb.
They say things, something that they hear other people say. You know what I also think it is? Like, they don't understand that Muslims study the Arabic language. They don't think that, they don't know that Allah means God. Allah is just like this whole separate being. You know what I mean? They're not understanding that that's what God means in the Arabic language. So...
Yeah, because we'll say, like, we got the same God.
Right.
We'll say that to them, but one person actually said to me, like, we can't have the same God.
Right.
And I said, why? And he said, because you believe, we believe that Jesus is the Son of God, so we can't have the same God. Because y'all different on two things. You get it?
Yeah, but they don't know like
That's
so,
where he's going too deep for him.
like there's
He's making them fake
Palestinian
now. That's too much for him.
there's Palestinian and Jordanian Christians and Egyptian Christians, and they call God Allah. They say Allah too.
Yeah, in their language, because that's the only word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just that translate. I know some of the things that like that I've seen with new shahadas and stuff. It's like they don't get taught, man. And what happens is some of them go right back to doing what they used to do because they felt like what you said, they just got left out there. And it ain't like it's a program designed just for them. Like you come in, all the new shahadas come in and stuff like that. Where you at? You here? You here? You here? You go through the group. You're like, you can read Arabic. You can read Arabic. You can do this. Where you at? And you're learning. Then you put those people in a specific group. Then you put the novice people. You get it? Like, so you work them up to a certain point. Yeah, and they ain't getting them from A to B.
You know what I think though, like we treat like the shahada like it's a cure or something, right? And it's a testification of your faith. It's not it's not a cure all pill. Like, you take shahada and now all your problems go away. You know what I mean? Like people deal with you got people that's dealing with addictions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it could be gambling, it could be sex, it could be drugs, whatever it is. And just because you take shahada doesn't mean that's gonna go away from you the next day or the next year. So if you have that expectation on a person and it's like, hey, why'd you go back to that? You may stop doing that for a while, but usually when people go back to things, especially if you don't have a support system,
right.
You're going to go back to things that you were comfortable doing before. That's human nature, you know what I mean? And I was telling somebody that yesterday, like the conversation I was having with that person, they come from a Muslim family. So she couldn't understand why. Like we were talking about another sister, and she was like, "Why? I just don't understand. Why she take her khimar off, and how do you just start drinking?" And I said, "Well, maybe those are things that she did before she was a Muslim. Where for you, you've always been Muslim, so you might step out and start doing. Let's say if you went out and you had a drink or something, or you might not go to the full length that someone else did because you never did those things in your previous life. But this person who's they're a convert, they used to do these things. And and not only did they do them, they like to do them. You know what I mean? So you're trying to tell someone, like, a lot, like, I got a friend of mine, like, he got an issue with drinking and stuff. And like, he'll tell you, I like to drink. He knows he shouldn't, though. You know what I mean? He knows that he shouldn't, but you can't just say, yo, you Muslim now, don't drink no more. Like, you need to go to a program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the same thing we have with gambling, with, getting women. Like, that's not something that you can just
turn off.
Yeah, you don't just turn that off, man. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea that people think, like, once they accept Islam, everything's just going to switch over. You're like, no, even with myself, you're like, that wasn't...
I think
that wasn't like that.
From people saying, once you take shahada, it's like you're a newborn baby,
Yeah, but that don't mean like that you just do a whole one. That don't mean you just flip right over here.
Yeah, I mean, you get a clean slate.
I'm not gonna lie, that's how I felt like that. But once I left the masjid, I went to the hair store and I was like, oh, okay, I'm back regular.
Yeah, because I know though that a forgotten sunnah that we do now, that I noticed that's gone, almost completely gone, is that when the Prophet said something, when somebody would accept Islam, they would call it mu'akhir, meaning he would make them akhi, make them one of your brothers. He would appoint you to someone. And I thought that maybe the masters would do something like that, is when a new shahada would come, and then accept Islam, somebody would be appointed to him, like, you get this one, CJ, Khalil, you get the next one, you get the next one like that, and then you work with them first. But the Prophet will always do that. He would pair people up. When they would accept Islam, he would pair somebody with them. That's why, if you ever read when Hazrat Umar was coming to assassinate the Prophet and he found about his sister was in the house reading Quran, but somebody was there teaching them. That was Kabab.
Yeah.
And he hid because they just accepted Islam not too long ago. And the Prophet assigned Kabab to them because he was more of one of the third persons to accept Islam as an adult. So, and I think that's something that we forgot. Like, that's assuming that's forgotten. That we don't appoint, neither do the people that don't want to take on an initiative to do that. They be like, man, I don't want to be responsible for that person.